Hello, 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 and welcome again. We are on week 3 of 7 weeks, 7 success stories. And guys, you are in for a treat. I have with us today Mr. Haziq Ali. Yes. So bear with me a moment because this might take a second because there's so much that I can say about this gentleman. And even then, I don't think I can get it all in. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Ali. He's a seasonal entrepreneur and a motivational speaker. He's recognized for significant contributions to personal development and the financial literacy. His entrepreneurial journey began pretty much in junior high, guys. Junior high school. He started out where he was featured on 60 Minutes for his early business ventures. Now, despite facing challenges that led to bankruptcy and homelessness, Mr. Ali applied transformative lessons to rebuild his life, eventually founding multiple successful businesses. So if there's anybody to listen to about a business, this would be your guy. Now, he's also the founder of Millionaire Minded, and I've been listening to this for years. That's a program that actually helped me transform my mind. It's an organization dedicated to fostering an entrepreneurial mindset as a key to unlocking human potential. He's also the founding member and the chief marketing officer of Nove. He has been instrumental in the company's growth and has brought them to being recognized in the Inc. 5000 fastest growing private companies 4 times in a row. He's also had TED Talks. He's very famous for the hidden secret to grow anyone, excuse me, the hidden secret to how anyone can reset their mindset. And I'm proud to say he's my mentor. Mr. Ali, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Tiffany. How you doing?
I am doing fabulous. I have a very bad cough, but we're going to make it through this
Yeah,
because
we're
I
gonna
had to
make it.
have you on today.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
So I know I said a lot. I said a mouthful about you. But what do you want people to know about you? You tell us about you just a little bit. Something I missed.
I think you summed it up. I'm somebody who considers themselves a servant leader. I'm somebody who considers themselves only valuable to the extent at which I can kind of help other people's lives get better. And I've just always felt that way. And I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a son, but I'm also a servant leader.
That you are. That you are. So tell us what actually inspired you. You've been doing this since what? Junior high? And
Well,
you've
I've been
had
an entrepreneur since junior high, yeah, for
mm-hmm,
sure.
but you've had your ups and downs and you've had your challenges. But what actually motivated you to actually join with Nove?
Well, what happened was we came up with this Nove idea, me and about a dozen others, because we were in a company that made a lot of promises that they didn't fulfill. And the guy who's now the CEO of our company kind of sat down with a bunch of the guys that were really, really doing well for themselves before the company that we were working with did something that was a bit out of integrity. And when we got together, we said, well, hey, we promised that we were going to create these millionaires. What are we going to do? Like, we can't just leave our word to be kind of like null and void. And so Nove was born. Nove comes from the Latin word novus, which means new beginnings,
Mm-hmm.
or the coming together of superstars, like the plural of a nova. It would be Nove. And that's pretty much what God has manifested here. It's like the coming together of superstars. It's one of those things where you don't have to feel weird because you strive for excellence.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, you get with the right crew and it feels normal. And that's what we set out to create. We set out to create something that could be the standard bearer for our culture as it relates to indoctrinating and immersing us in financial literacy that maybe we didn't get from our parents. You know, Tiffany, some of us are a bit behind as it relates to the way the society in America was created. Some of us are fighting back from a purposeful and intentional marginalization.
Mm.
And, we remember redlining, we remember Levitt towns. We understand that there was a intentional and methodical and systemic force that was designed to create poverty in our community. And we just saying enough. We're going to fight back. So our mission is closing the wealth gap by closing the ownership gap. And we got
Mhm.
here honest. We got here through the idea that, like, ain't nobody coming to save us. We all we got, but we all we need.
Come on, I love that. I love that. I am so proud to be a part of this movement. I am just ecstatic because it should be the norm. It should be the norm to get around people who want to see you win.
Yeah.
That should be the norm. So tell us, have you always been a person to have good credit? Have you always been that person to?
No, no. As a matter of fact, I was one of those people. It's so funny. Like now it says fintech king, or like I got a bunch that say credit king. Man, I
Mhm.
was the main guy that didn't care nothing about credit. I'd been a hustler so long that if I couldn't buy it with cash, I was like, nah, it ain't for me. It wasn't
Wow.
until I got into my adult years, and I mean like way adult, where I just discovered that nah, you can magnify the capacity of your cash if you use credit. All of a
Mm.
sudden, it's almost like you're the bank, where banks get to do what's called fractional investing, where you put $100 in there, they can loan that out 9 times. Well, it's the same thing with credit and cash. You got $10, you could mess around and have $100 by the time you add in some credit. And that was just a mind-blowing concept to me. The fact that I could expand my capacity just because I live in the land of opportunity. A lot of people don't know that, Tiffany, but the reason we call it the land of opportunity is because of
Mhm.
credit. Credit is why you can start a business because you got a good idea. Credit's how you
That's
can
right.
buy a car, even though you don't have all the money you need, or buy a home, even though you don't have. They just attach a little number to your
Mhm.
name, and that allows you to perform and create and add value to this little ball of dirt we live on. Unfortunately, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. So a lot of us use the credit, and we create debt that is on the more against our goals side.
Mhm.
And so what happens is we start thinking all debt is bad. All debt ain't debt. Sometimes you're investing and sometimes you are burdening yourself.
Oh, wow.
Credit is for you creating more. Credit is for you creating not more junk, not more liabilities. Credit is for you creating assets. Credit is for you investing in assets.
Mhm.
Credit is for you creating assets. And once you recognize not only how to have good credit, but what to do with it, oh man, that means you probably came through Nove.
Because that's what they do. They actually teach you.
Yeah,
They teach you
yeah,
how to manage your credit, how to manage your business. So
yeah.
it's safe to say that credit has improved and impacted your life drastically.
Oh my goodness. I still remember the first time I went and tried to get my credit fixed. I had seen this number on his telephone pole, and I was like, man, seems trustworthy enough. Found his number on the telephone pole, right? But I
Mhm.
just didn't have any other options. So I dialed the number. I paid the dude. Hey, Tiffany, I am still looking for that guy today. I don't know if he sent off the first round. This is like 15 years ago. I'm still looking for him. He never
Wow.
returned no more of my calls. He answered the phone the first couple of days. You know how they
Mhm.
do, kind of make you feel comfortable. Man, that fool disappeared, and I always had that experience stuck in my mind because I think what I recognized is that this financial services industry is just chock full of charlatans and people that are just trying to hustle you for your financial illiteracy. And they use what they know and you don't against you. And I don't like it. I don't like it. And so, we decided to do something about it. And what we decided
Yeah.
to do about it is called Nove. So, no, ma'am, I did not start off with good credit. As a matter of fact, when I got into this industry, I was just coming out of homelessness. Not only did nobody tell me what to do with the money that I was making, but man, I didn't know how to bounce back. I was just like, oh, it was just thing after thing happening. And I'm so grateful because what that experience taught me, Tiffany, is that your adversity is a university. Like you are
Mm-hmm.
literally, they call it the school of hard knocks, but you got to think about it's really a school in this world right here. Something that Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich. He was like, every misfortune carries within it the seed of an equivalent, or watch this, greater benefit. Every misfortune carries within it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're going through these tough times, it is an art form to recognize that there's a lesson in here somewhere. There's never any sheet of paper with one side. There's never any coin with one side. You can't find a piece of bread with one side. Everything has two sides. And if you can see the negative side of it,
Mm-hmm.
I want to challenge anybody that can hear my voice, anybody that watches this, to
Mm.
search for the positive side of it, because I guarantee you it's there. And a lot of times, the positive side is why God got you going through this. You kind of want to learn the lesson when it's only a $10 mistake versus a $100 mistake. You want to learn when it's $1,000 mistake versus a $10,000 mistake. You want
Yep.
to learn that as soon as possible. And that's what God is doing for you, you know.
It's so funny you said that because this week I was actually listening to Myron Golden on the way to work. And he said the same exact thing. Wherever there's a positive, a negative, there's a positive to it. He said the same thing. And a lot of times we let our why become our why not.
Yeah.
The
Or
reason
we
that
spend
you
a lot of
should do
time
it, if we use
whining.
the reason we should do it, we make it be the reason that we don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we just got to look at it, from the perspective of, I don't have the money. Yes, this is the reason why you should do it, because 10 years ago you didn't have the money. Now you don't have the money. If you keep doing what you're doing, 10 years from now, you're not going to have the money.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Nove is that it keeps growing so quickly because we keep on alleviating more excuses. Like now, obviously, we have those instant payday loans that have no
Mm-hmm.
credit check and have no interest. So
Mm-hmm.
now, even if the person doesn't have the money, but they have a job, we can help them take some of that seed that they're given every month in the form of a paycheck and help them plant it, help them nourish that seed, help them grow that seed. Because if you keep on eating your seed and you never plant some of it so a tree can grow, you're never going to have produce. You're never going to be able to produce the life that you deserve. You got to realize that if they were to talk to a monkey and they put the boxes in front of the monkey, and one is a box of bananas, the other one is a business in a box, the monkey's going to choose the bananas because the monkey doesn't understand the business could buy the monkey all the bananas it wants. Well, see, we get that same choice every time we get paid. Every time we come across some money, we can eat it or we can create a place where that money can grow. We can just eat it or we can plant it and see, any fool, any fifth grader can count how many seeds is in an apple. The game is, can you count how many apples are in a seed? And that's
Oh,
why I love entrepreneurs, because we're visionaries. We're the ones that count how many apples is in a seed. And then we move forward like it and the whole world benefits, you know.
wow. Wow. That was deep, Mr. Ali. Trust me, it's like every time I talk to you, you say something that just like blows my mind. So let me ask you, what is one piece of advice right now that you give to someone that's starting out today with less than perfect credit?
Okay, well, if you have less than perfect credit, first I would help you get your mindset correct and help you understand that what credit does is go up and down. That's what it does. It's like if it doesn't, are you even alive? Now, is there a way that you can get yourself into a position that you never see fluctuations in your credit? Yeah, but if you have less than perfect credit right now, I don't want you to feel ashamed. I only want you to feel some kind of way if you know you have it and you're doing nothing about it. Because write this in your notes if you're taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. Credit is one of those things. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
That's
So if you
true.
have less than perfect credit, the first thing I would have you do is check your score. See what exactly is holding you back. What are the derogatories on there? What are the slip ups and the mishaps that may have happened? What are the mistakes? Because statistics show that a vast majority of Americans have a mistake on their report that's worth 70 points. So if I were you, I would get with somebody like Tiffany, have her run you through a financial needs analysis and at least get aware of what you're dealing with. Just because
Mm-hmm.
you get aware of it don't mean you have to handle it right away. But at least you're aware going into this new season. At least you're aware going into this new day, this new week, this new month. At least you're aware and can therefore create a new attitude. What I tell everybody is that I know everybody always talks about growing pains, but awareness pain is beautiful because awareness is the only thing that makes staying the same more painful than change. Once we make you aware, 80% of
Mm-hmm.
the job is done. Because if you knew better, you do better. Whatever gets measured gets better. You can't grow your numbers unless you know your numbers. And that
I
don't
love
just
it.
apply to entrepreneurship. That applies to your credit score. That applies to your weight. If you're trying to lose weight, just go look at the scale every day. You're going to get
Mm-hmm.
so aware of what you're putting in your mouth. You're going to be like, dang, it did this today. The scale moved this many and this, what did I do? Oh, snap. Okay, no more of that. Or, oh, snap. I think I could do a little bit more of that. If you know your numbers, you can grow your numbers. But if you can't measure it, you can't better it.
The funny you said that is remind me of something that my team leader said at my real estate office. She said the same thing. You have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know what to measure it against. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know which direction you're going in. And this is the thing, we have to know the direction that we're going in. Because
It's so important.
a lot of times we think we're doing better than we actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. There are so many untold millions of millionaires who lost it because they had no emotional control. And they thought that what you're supposed to do is just spend, spend. They're like, hey, more is coming. I'm just going to spend it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand that the money that you spend is supposed to be the money your money is making, or the money that your money made is making. It's like you got to go some generations down. You can't think like the middle class. Like you drive past Starbucks, the poor people are like, I can't afford it. The middle class are like, I deserve this. And then the wealthy are like, I'm not about to spend that $7, that $12 a day on that. Do you know what $12 a day times five is? That's $60. Okay, do you know what $60 times 4 weeks is? That's $240. Do you know what that $240 could do in my mutual fund?
Mm.
So they're
So
thinking not about I deserve it. They're not connecting their joy to
mm-hmm.
consumption. They're connecting their joy to investing. And that's why the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor.
And one thing I read earlier this week, and tell me if you agree. It says the poor people are consumers, rich people are producers.
Oh, absolutely. Whenever you consume, you make someone else more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you produce, you become more powerful. It pains me to see our people, Tiffany, connecting their joy to him. It's like, oh, you don't respect me, white man? I'll buy some Louis Vuitton. And it's like, they're laughing at you. That's crazy. You can't consume your way into equality. You can't consume your way into equality. It ain't,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy all this Gucci and now I'm going to be equal to your. They got you where they want you. I just now put it in my Instagram, this story of all of these billionaires that started off in fashion, like Hermes, Chanel, Dooney and Burke, just naming name after name after name. And we buy this stuff. Everybody always says sex sells, but this is what it really is. Low self-esteem buys. We're
Wow.
trying to increase our self-worth through our purchases, and that's not what it is. It's not what it is. They got us where they want us. The more they allow us to believe that the game is validation. The beginning of all power is the lack of need for validation.
Wow. Wow. You know, you just mentioned your Instagram page. just pause right there for a second. Go ahead and tell them what your Instagram handle is. So, guys, go ahead and follow him because there's always a ton of knowledge on his page.
Oh, appreciate that, Queen. It's Mr. Haziq Ali. So Mrhaziqali.
Trust me, you can come back and thank me later. Um, so, I know you've accomplished a lot, but tell us what is your next step or your goal for your business moving forward?
Oh yeah, so our job is to create 100 millionaires. My ultimate goal is to win a Nobel Peace Prize for helping to change the education system from one that more focuses on employment to self-actualization. I want to
Mm,
create world peace through individual peace through financial freedom. That's our big mission. But in the short term, we want to create Nove. We want to manifest this billion-dollar status. We want to push this to a billion. We want to make sure that we have a billion-dollar sort of valuation because we know at that point we've created thousands and thousands and thousands of legacies around this country. And we want to not just make we're not here to make money, we're here to make history. We're not here for the commission, we're here for the
mm-hmm.
mission. We
That's
know
right.
you have to serve before you deserve. And we feel like we the only ones coming to save, like ain't nobody else coming to save us. Nobody else is looking to organize us so that we can expand our capacity. Most people
Mm-hmm.
I see they're either solopreneurs today and they're kind of like looking down on you because you ain't been able to pull off what they pulled off, or
Mm-hmm.
they straight up working for them, taking all the tools out of their community into someone else's. What I love about what we're doing is that we are making a conscious decision to save ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
address each other as kings and queens. We party constantly. Like we was just in Miami and we was just in Chicago. We're gonna be in Mexico on Cinco de Mayo. Like we have a lot of fun together, but we also make a lot of money together. But we
Mm-hmm.
also have so many members whose net worth has exceeded their cumulative earnings. In other words, people aren't here just funding some lifestyle of conspicuous consumption where at the
Mm-hmm.
end of it, when the party's over, you're broker than you were. Nah, we're creating a world where you're richer than even
Mm-hmm.
your earnings say you should be because we've been teaching you what to do with the money. Not just with our words, but with our actions. Nobody
Yep.
says monkey see, monkey do. It's monkey talk. Nobody says monkey talk, monkey listen. It's monkey see, monkey
Monkey
do.
do.
And so we're
Mm-hmm.
creating an environment where you see what you want to be. And it just works like a charm. It's like magic, you know?
See, you say that's where the way I say it is each one teach one,
Yeah,
because that's pretty much what we do over here. You
yeah,
come in and you are taught by the leaders, and the leaders teach you to be a leader so you can
yeah.
help somebody else be a leader.
That's it.
And I love it. I love, love, love the concept. Guys, we've been around 10 years. It's going on
Yeah.
10 years. And guess what? We are just getting started.
You got to tell them.
You haven't missed the boat. We are just getting started.
Yeah.
So tell me, Mr. Ali, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice at the beginning of your journey, what would that be?
Hmm. I would just let myself know everything's gonna be okay. Like don't be anxious. Understand your time is coming. Understand you can handle whatever God gives you because these are blessings. These lessons are blessings. If I could give myself one piece of advice, I would tell myself to believe in myself, see myself from outside myself if I don't have the right thoughts, like believe in somebody else's belief in me if I don't believe in myself fully. I would remind myself that my parents were just doing the best that they could with what they had, and that they didn't really get a manual on how to raise a child. They didn't really get some kind of like YouTube seminar on how to make sure that your child feels this way, does this way, acts this way, looks at life this way. Everybody's just doing the best they can with what they had. So if I could give
Yeah.
myself some advice, I would tell myself to believe in myself a lot bigger, a lot quicker.
Wow. Nice. So we're almost done. I don't want to keep you for much longer, but just one advice that you would give to someone who's on the fence about starting their credit journey or even starting a business and partnering with us, what's
Yeah.
one advice that you would give them?
Oh, I would just tell them do their research on Nove. You know, if you don't have the credit score you need, find somebody reputable. If you don't want to go with us, if you don't want to go with, you know, we got a 10-year, track record, A+ with the Better Business Bureau, hit the Inc. 5000 list 4 years in a row. If you don't want to go with that, at least find somebody that you consider reputable. But get
Mm-hmm.
started today. Do something today you'll be proud of yourself for in 5 years or 10 years or
Nice.
20 years. Take care of your future self now.
Mm-hmm.
As for those that are scared to start a business, I want to let you know that's the biggest scam ever. The fact that you feel even nervous about doing it is America's biggest scam. Understand, you live in a capitalist economy. What that means is those who know make money off those who don't. They capitalize off those who don't. Capitalism comes from capitas. It's knowledge that's portable. So when someone capitalizes, it's because, you know, they know money only trades hands when somebody knows something the other one doesn't know. You have to start a business in this world because if not, everyone's capitalizing off of you. You have to understand the way this country is set up. You won the minute you started the business because your biggest bill is taxes. And once you have a home-based business, you get to write off your phone, write off your internet, write off you get to get rid of all the taxes. At least more than anybody else on the planet. So starting a business is literally a no-brainer. And that's when you're saying business in general.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about starting a business with Nove, oh my goodness, you can open up a bank account and make $100. You can have 10 of your friends open up one of the bank accounts you get off your website. They get 4.2% interest. They get up to $300 when they switch to direct deposit. You would tell them about that for free. But you don't have to. You get $100. So if you tell 10 people about it, you just made $1,000. How long does it take you to make $1,000 at your job? If it takes you longer than, you know, 3 hours of work where you make 10 phone calls and spend way too long on each phone call, right? Because it shouldn't take you 3 hours to call 10 people.
No.
But listen, they're not spending anything. All they did was reallocate some money out their current bank account
Mm-hmm.
and you just made $1,000 off calling. So my point is, you've got to get into a position where you can serve so you deserve. If you're
True.
thinking about starting a business and it feels nervous, I want you to understand all poverty is a result of spiritual warfare. I don't mean spiritual like I'm holier than thou and you're beneath me. I just mean spirit versus physical. If I can measure it with an instrument, it's physical. But if I got to feel it, it's spiritual. And all poverty is a result of spiritual warfare. Things of the spirit are things like optimism, perseverance, courage. And what this world does is it seeks to discourage you. You know, discover is take away the cover so you can see it.
Mm.
Discourage is take away the courage, right? Take away your ability to feel the fear and do it anyway. That's courage. Courage doesn't mean you're fearless. Courage means you feel it and you do it anyway. This world looks to discourage you. So you like, prove it, Haziq. Okay. If you were spending 199 on the shoes, you wouldn't think about it so long. If you were spending 199 to go out to eat, you wouldn't think about it so long. If you were spending 199 on a bag or the hairdo, you wouldn't think about it that long. Why? Because you already know spiritually that it won't change your life.
Mm.
When it's time for you to spend the 199 on starting a business where you can serve so you deserve, or a business where you can help change all these people's lives and plus your own with financial literacy, that ain't really something you got to think about unless you're under spiritual attack and you believe you should stay poor. All
Wow.
poverty is a result of spiritual warfare. So if you're thinking about it and you ain't busting a move, just know you're under attack. And it's okay because we're going to pray that off you.
Nice. I love that. I just love that. Oh my gosh. Mr. Ali, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And guys, you know what? If you need to go back and listen to this from the beginning, because if you have it in you to start a business or you've been thinking about it, go ahead. It doesn't have to be, I mean, a business with Nove. It doesn't have to be a business with me, but start something that's going to help somebody else, like we do here at Nove. And the only reason you don't start it is because you're not thinking about all the people you're going to help. You're thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
So stop thinking about how it makes you feel and how you're going to benefit, because the more people you help get what they want, it's inevitable you're going to get what you want.
So,
It's going to happen. So, Mr. Ali, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy, so I appreciate it. And guys, listen out next week for week 4, when we're going to have another success story for you with Nove, because we are changing lives over here.
yes.
See you soon.